We'll go ahead and get started. I am Becky Uppedahl. Welcome to the Document Locator training session on saving documents directly from Word, Excel, Adobe, and Outlook. We are recording this meeting, so if you are not able to attend fully or you're not able to get in because we are full, I will be sending the email link out for the video recording within the next couple of days. We are limited to 99 participants, so we might be full. If you can't get in, you do want to register early.
We're at 92 right now.
We're at 92? Okay, so
Yeah.
we've got a little bit of room left. So we have Allison on the meeting with us and Jody on the meeting with us. They're going to pipe in if I get going off the rails a little bit. If everyone is currently muted because we are such a large group with the exception of the solutions people. If you do feel the need to speak, which I know you guys are dying to, you can press your space bar and unmute yourself. Otherwise, you can use the chat feature and we will do the question and answer at the end. So you can either pipe in then or you can use the chat feature at the end. It's just that with a large group, it's really hard for people to speak without talking over each other. So we'll go ahead and get started. Jody?
Becky, if they've called in by phone, they can do *6 to mute and unmute as well.
Thank you very much. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. All right. Here we go. I believe in the initial email I sent out, I did send the little blip about going to our website and looking at our quick guides. If you go to our website of www.gmdsolutions.com, that's George Michael David, solutions with an S on the end.com, and you go to Explore. If you haven't been here for a while, our website has been updated recently. You'll want to go to Explore and then Document Locator Usage Guides. There are these little quick guides that we have set up for you. They are meant to be topic specific, so you don't have to thumb through tens of pages or hundreds of pages to get to the item you want. And there are a couple of quick guides here for the topics we're talking about today, saving to DL from Excel and saving to DL from Word. There isn't one here for saving to DL Document Locator from Adobe, but I'll try to rectify that after the meeting today. So just know that you can get this from our website. Again, it's gmdsolutions.com. You come up here to Explore, and it's Document Locator Usage Guides. Okay. All right. All right, in order to do the topics that we're going to do today, you do need to have the Document Locator desktop version. Here's my icon for the desktop version. Yours might look like a file folder depending on what version you are running. If you're running WebView or using the WebView or the browser version, don't get out of the meeting because you're using a different version. If you're interested in these processes of saving directly from Word or Excel or Adobe or Outlook, talk to your IT or talk to our sales staff. We'd be happy to increase your license from a WebView to a desktop version. It's not all that expensive to do that, and if it's something that will benefit you, it's certainly worth looking into, but you do need to have the desktop version to do what we're going to do today. So, okay. All right, I'm going to open up my documents here. We're going to start with a Word document. Document Locator is fully integrated with Microsoft Word, Microsoft Office products actually. I'm going to go ahead and slide this over to this screen here so you can see it. Here is my agenda for today. Okay. And because it is fully integrated with Microsoft Office, I'm going to get that little guy out of the way here. You should see Document Locator right up here in your ribbon. When we install Document Locator, there is an add-in that automatically gets installed. So if you're not seeing this up here in your ribbon, it could be because you've disabled or unenabled the add-in. And if you don't see it up in your ribbon, let us know. We'd be happy to walk you through enabling the add-in again, but you should see it right up here in your ribbon. So here's my Word document. I'm going to go ahead and click on Document Locator. And you have your save or save as options, just like you do if you're doing a regular file save as. In this case, I'm just going to go ahead and do a save. I don't need to change the type. And you need to drill down, or you need to locate in Document Locator in your repository where you want to save this document to. You want to make sure that you are in Document Locator and not in your temp location or in your documents in your File Explorer. You want to make sure that you're actually in Document Locator. Now, to make this easy, because I use this process quite a bit, I actually have Document Locator tagged up here in my Quick Access section, and we'd be happy to help you do that if you don't have that set up on your PC. But I do have it tagged up here, so I'm going to drill down into my repository. Ours is called Solutions Demo, and this is an agenda. So I'm going to go into Documents, and I'm going to say it's a board minutes or board document agenda, Board of Supervisors agenda. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the highest level that I need to. I'm going to click on Open and then Save. So the highest level folder that I need to, I'm going to go ahead and click on Save. And then depending on what folder that I've clicked on, I'm going to get a dialog box that pops up. Based on the folder, there's some auto naming, auto pathing, some general profile properties associated with that folder. So in this case, it's set to be a board minute profile, and I've got to fill in the required properties here. So I'm going to say it's dated today, and the meeting type, I'm going to say it is a regular meeting because I'm not very creative. And I'm just going to say it's a DL meeting. The board gave a DL meeting. Okay. You can fill in what is required. The rest of it that is not checked is optional. Okay. There's an additional description here, just like as if you were scanning in your documents, you could put in an additional description. I don't need a version note. If I wanted to do additional changing of this document, I could say check it out upon completion. Just a reminder, any document that you have in Document Locator, if you want to modify it, that means add to it, delete from it, add pages to it, rearrange your pages, take your grocery list out of the middle of a document, whatever the case might be. If you want to modify that document, you need to check it out before you modify it. So if I needed to do additional changes, I would say go ahead and check it out upon completion, but I don't need to. I'm done with my agenda, so I'm going to go ahead and say okay. And it's going to go ahead and import that document into that folder that I specified. So if I go into Document Locator, that I have open on the other screen, here we go. If I go into Document Locator and I just drill down, I'm going to go into Solutions Demo, the repository, Documents, and it was a board minute, and I said it was a regular meeting. Oh, I did put it into I did say it was dated into a folder that's not existing. So you would want to put it into a folder that is existing. Otherwise, it's going to put it out into a to be reviewed or put it into the documents folder directly. So I need to do that again. Let's do that again. Let me grab my Word document. I forgot we are using older data here. Document Locator, save. I want to do a regular meeting. Get my bifocals leveled here. Board minutes, sorry, the highest level, save. I'm going to put a different date on it here. And it's a regular meeting. And again, I'm going to put my reference on there. And I'm going to say okay. Now, I did have to do some cleanup right before the session here today, so I might not have something set up quite right too. So we'll go back into Documents, Board Minutes, Regular. I said it was 2019, and I forgot what date I put on it. I must not have this one quite right yet today. I had to do some cleanup this morning, and I must not have it right, but it should show up right here in my board minutes under Regular. And it should keep it as a Word document. So I'm not quite sure where I've been putting it, but this is where it should go. Oh, it's putting it down here at the bottom. So I don't have my auto pathing turned on correctly. I didn't do my cleanup correctly this morning. So here's my Word document. and it keeps it as whatever format. In this case, it's a docx, not just a doc, but it should be putting it in my folders, but I don't have my auto path turned on. I didn't do my cleanup quite as right this morning, so I'll get that cleaned up here. Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and minimize this. And then I'm going to show you an Excel spreadsheet as well. Again, document locator, it keeps opening up on my other window here. Document locator is fully integrated with Microsoft Office, so you should see it in your ribbon. Again, if you do not, it means you've disabled the add-in or you've enabled the add-in, that type of thing, and we just need to get it re-enabled. Talk to your IT or give us a call. We'd be happy to help you do that. So again, it's right up here in my ribbon. So this is my Excel spreadsheet. So I'm going to do document locator, save. I got my notes here where I want to save it. In this case, I'm going to go into my repository, into my documents. And in this case, I think it's a drainage information that I have saved, a little spreadsheet for some drainage information. I just made it up this morning. So I'm going to say drainage information and open and save. And hopefully I have this one set up correctly for you guys to see it. And again, based on the folder I've selected, it's going to pop up the folder's information. So the dialog box is going to change based on whatever folder you select. So it's got the profile information, it's got the required properties indicated with that check mark. Some of you might already see the colored fields that we just recently updated out there. So in this case, I need to put a drainage district on it. I need to put a reference on it. I'm not very creative. I think we've seen that. And then I need to put a date on it. So I'm going to put this date on it. And then again, if I wanted to keep modifying this document, I need to check it out upon completion. So I would say, check that box. If I'm done with it, I don't need to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and say, okay. And let's see if I've got this one set up correctly this morning. We'll go back into our repository here. Here's your address bar or your breadcrumb trail, just like in your Windows File Explorer. So I can go backwards just by clicking up here in the path. So I'm going to go back to Documents, and I hopefully saved it to Drainage Information. And I think it was Drainage District 98 that I saved it to. And here's my sample spreadsheet. It will keep it again in whatever format that you have put it in as. So if you saved it as a Word doc, if you saved it as a PDF, whatever you saved it as, it's going to keep it in that format in Document Locator. So if I want to view this document, of course, I can just double click on it and it will open it up in Excel, just like a normal Excel spreadsheet at this point in time. And you'll notice up here it says read only. So I did not check it out to make changes. It is in the read only format. If I wanted to make changes to this document, then I would want to right click on it just like normal, and I'd want to check it out so I could modify it. And if I make changes to it, now that read only is gone. Let's say I'm going to change this guy here from 0.56 to 2.50. So it changes my amounts, it changes my total. I'm going to go ahead and close my spreadsheet. It gives me the normal check-in box. I'm going to say OK. And then it moved it up to version 2. So that's as easy as it is to put a Word or an Excel document into Document Locator. It should be built right into your ribbon, and you should be able to save them directly. Again, if you can't see that in your ribbon, just let us know or talk to your IT about getting those add-ins enabled. They're done automatically when we load Document Locator. So, okay. Some of you have also asked about saving a PDF directly. I'm going to open up a PDF here. It is fully integrated with Adobe PDF. For those of you who are using another product for doing viewing your PDFs or working with PDFs, it is not fully integrated with other products. You can give us a call and we can see what your options are, but it is fully integrated with Adobe. So here's my PDF. This is the intro screen we had up on the PC when we started. So in this case, there's no ribbon up here. You would want to go into File, and then Document Locator, and Save to Repository. Once that screen comes up, same situation. You want to drill down into the repository as to where you want to save this to. And again, you can elect where you want to save it to. In this case, I'm going to say we'll say it's more drainage information. I don't know what it is, why you'd want to save this to drainage information, but you can certainly do that. Again, the highest level. You'll get your dialog box again, depending upon what folder you wanted to select. Again, I don't know any drainage districts, so I'm just going to pick that same one. And again, if I wanted to keep it checked out for modification, I could have that box checked. I don't need to do any more changes to it, so I'm just going to go ahead and click OK. Oh, I missed my date. It's really good at telling you what's required. I missed my date field. We'll go ahead and say it's dated today. And even though there's all those other fields on there, I only need to put in what's required. Okay. If I go back into my repository, into Document Locator directly, and I go into Documents in Drainage Information, I think it was District 98 that I put it in. Here is my testing information. Nope, not that one. Not sure what I put it in as.
Might be that one.
This one?
No, it's not. No, it's not.
I don't think it's that one. Not sure where I put it now. Sometimes I get to talking and I'm not sure where I put stuff. Well, we'll just do it again because we can. File. File.
So can you, one of the, you can stay right there. One of the things that Document Locator does is you can't save a file, the exact same file on top of itself. So since you already have that testing info there, I'm guessing that you're just trying to resave the same file on top of itself, and it says, oh, that file is already there.
Yep.
It does an extensive check about the actual contents of the document. And if there's no change to that contents of the document, it won't save it again. So that's why I'm guessing you're not seeing it there again.
Yeah. And unfortunately, you're correct. You're probably definitely correct. And I have screens covered up, so I could be getting a message too. I'm going to go ahead and save it to a different district. And you'll notice that I didn't have to fill in, that it saved some of that information from before. So I'm going to say, I don't even remember what the district was now. So we're just going to be uncreative and say that hopefully that's a district out there. And then we'll go back in, Solutions Demo, Documents. And there's my testing info. So PDFs or Adobe PDFs work very similar to the Microsoft Office products, except you don't have the ribbon up here. You just have to do File and Document Locator. Now, if you do not see this actually came up on a call this morning. If you do not see this in your File menu, you actually need to open up the PDF and you need to go into Edit, Preferences, and it's in Security Enhanced, and you need to uncheck Enable Enhanced Security. And I'll make sure I get this in the quick guide as well. And you want to say,
Becky, can you go back in there?
Sure.
That very top one, Enable Protected Mode at Startup should also be on.
They should both be off.
Yeah, that one will cause issues also.
Okay. So we'll make sure we get both of them in the book. in the booklet and the quick guide. So uncheck both of these. You want to say okay. You'll have to close your PDF, and then when you reopen your PDF, then you should see Document Locator in your file menu. So if you're having any issues with that, just let us know and we'd be happy to help get you set up that way. But I just had a call on that this morning. Adobe can sometimes change those settings apparently when they put out an update. So we'll get you set up if you're having any issues with that. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. Another item that you sometimes want to save is an email. And there's two options when you're saving email. If you have, I'm going to move my email over here. I've got to move my video guys out of the way here. So if you have email, you may want to send or may want to save an email attachment. You may want to save the email in its entirety. So in this case, I have a whole bunch of meeting registrations that came in as we started here today. In this case, we're going to show both. Perhaps an employee emailed you something after the fact. Let's say in the case of a claim. In this case, let's say I missed a miscellaneous or I missed a receipt that I was supposed to turn in with my expense summary. This is for dog food. I wouldn't suggest that you guys try to pass that through your auditing firms, but we're going to turn in a receipt for dog food here today. Let's say I missed it and I didn't get it turned in when the claims were scanned in, so it needs to be added to the claim. So again, Document Locator is fully integrated with Microsoft Office. So in this case, I can open up this email message that opened up on the other window. Here we go. Hopefully you can see that message. So I have this picture of a receipt that an employee, myself, emailed in. So in Document Locator up here in the ribbon, I can click on Document Locator, and in this case, I can specify that I want to save the attachment. I don't need to save the whole message in this case. I just want to save the attachment. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Save the Attachment. And then I have to tell it where it's going to go, where it's going to be saved to. It's a little bit different than the Word, Excel, and Adobe saving. I have to tell it in Document Locator where I want to save it to. So I'm going to hit the little drop down, drill down icon there. And in this case, I want to save it to Claims. So I'm going to go into Documents, Claims Processing, Open, and Save. Okay. And then it knows, again, based on the file settings, if I have everything cleaned up again this morning, that it's a claims processing folder. So it has that profile and that I need to put in a claim number in the fiscal year. So I need to attach it to a claim that's already out there because, again, I missed this receipt. So I'm going to put this out there. This is our data that we have. It's a little bit old, but this is the data that we have. So then I'm going to go ahead and say, OK. And then if we go back into Document Locator, again, I'm going to use my breadcrumb trail to go backwards. In Documents. And again, I did something incorrectly because it did not put it in my claims, but it did put it in Document.
That's from this morning. That's 8:15.
Thank you very much.
You're
I was
welcome.
going to say I thought I had it fixed up, but I'm going to go ahead and search for that claim. Is that the right claim number? 41819, yes. I don't think it's telling me anything down here. You ever have those days where it's just not going quite according to plan? This is one of those days. I was telling Anna Paige this morning about had a heart attack because I was keying on my keyboard and nothing was typing. So I about had a heart
Just sort
attack.
it by date. Date. There you go.
It didn't go out here. So I don't know where my,
nothing.
yeah, it put it in the to be reviewed because it didn't do something with my auto pathing. But it did put it out here. So I'm going to try that again. Again, I have something incorrect. So we're going to do save attachment. everything looks okay there. So I'm not entirely sure what I did here. Like I said, yeah. It says I already have a copy. So yes, it's going to yell at me. So I'm going to say no. So again, I did some cleanup this morning and apparently I have missed something and I apologize for that, but it did put it into Document Locator. It just did not put it in the place that I would like it to go to. But that is one way that you can actually save attachments. Again, yours should be set up properly. Our demo library is not set up quite the way we'd like it, but yours should be set up properly and it should go to the folder that you want it to go to, and you should be able to just save an attachment if you want to. If you get a receipt from somebody, if you get an additional document from somebody, you don't need to scan in the whole document again. You can just do the additional piece and send it, have it set out there with the original document. It would go out there with the parenthesis 1 so that you could see that it's an additional document. Now, you can also save an entire email. Perhaps you get an email from an attorney. In this case, I have this email from an attorney that's doing a correct legal description. Again, this is true stuff right here. This is serious business, legal description. Maybe you want to keep the entire email as tracking. So I can come up here and I can do Document Locator, and I can do a save. My PC is running kind of slow here today. And I want to save it into, in this case, I want to save it to real estate. I want to attach this one to a parcel. It has to do with a legal description on a parcel and some legal advice on a parcel. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save again on the highest level. So I'm just going to hit save. And the only thing I have to put in here is the parcel ID. Again, depending on what folder you select, that's the criteria you'll need to key in. I'm going to say it's correspondence, and this is legal advice. From Becky Uppedahl. I would take that with a grain of salt. And then if I come out here to solutions, documents, real estate documents, it was correspondence. And nothing is going where I want it to go today. It put it right out here. Oh my goodness. But it did put it out here. It's supposed to put it out here in real estate documents. But this is what I want to show you, is that it did keep it as a message. It keeps it as an Outlook message so that when you open it up, it actually opens it up as an Outlook message. So it keeps the original format. It does not convert it to a text file, a Word file, a PDF. It actually keeps it as the original email, which is great if you need to forward it on to somebody, if you need to end up replying to somebody, but it keeps it in the original format, which I think is fantastic. Again, I have something set up not quite right on my PC, so it did not put it into the real estate folder, but yours will do that because you were set up properly. In my demo, I'm not set up properly, but I did want to show you that it does keep it as an Outlook message, which I think is fantastic. Okay.
Becky?
Yes.
This is Jody. If
Yeah.
I delete that original email out of my inbox and out of my deleted, will it still save it in Document Locator?
That's a great question, and yes, it does. At this point, it's completely separate from what's in your Outlook. So it's a completely separate document at this point. So that's a great question. Thank you, Jody.
Thank you.
Becky, we got a couple questions and stuff, but it's also 10:30, so.
Okay. I was just going to wrap up and say that with your Outlook, you can actually set up some rules that I won't go into because everybody is unique on the rules that they need and they want. But just like you can set up other rules for your emails, you can set up rules for your saving to Document Locator. If you have any questions on that or need help with that, we'd be happy to help you. There is also a guide on your PCs, the ones with the desktop license. you can go to your Start menu in Columbia Soft, and there is an email management getting started guide. There's also a client getting started guide for that matter. It's just a little longer than anything we've put out, but you can go look up email rules and how to do it there. So, okay, questions?
So can I just add on those email rules? A couple examples are, we get reports emailed every month to us from counties, and they come to our inbox and we just automatically throw them in document locator. It's just kind of information that we keep. If we get like I get newsletters from places that I want saved, and so I don't have to do that. It just kind of does it for me. So anything you kind of get like that you want all the time, that's kind of generic is really good for that. So questions are related to what you're talking about. If you're viewing, Becky, if you're viewing an image for the claim through Solutions, will both images open for that claim? Yes, if you have a claim and then a claim number and then a parentheses button, when you view, it'll open both documents up. And then Lisa Crane wanted to know if you can drag and drop to the folder you want to save it to, and the answer is yes, you can also do that.
Yes, it actually works the exact same way. You can drag a document in, whether it's a Word, Excel, a PDF. You can drag it into the folder, again, to the highest level that you want to save it to. I just grabbed a PDF off my desktop and said I wanted to save it to claims processing, and the dialog pops up the exact same way. So you can actually drag and drop as well, whether it's a Word, whatever you've got saved, however you've got it saved. So.
One big advantage with Outlook is if you want to save the attachment, if you want to drag and drop the attachment, you first have to save the attachment to your desktop or to a folder and then drag and drop it in. Versus using the ribbon, you can eliminate that middle step of saving that attachment and then having to delete it later.
Correct.
That was all the questions kind of related to what you were saying. We also have a question from Denise at Alan McKee. She says, I've only used DL for board minutes so far. I may have missed it if you've already said it, but can you tell me what the benefits or reasons are for saving something to DL in addition to or instead of server network? Well, first of all, I would not do in addition to, I would do either or, just because you don't really want two documents of the same sitting out there. But some of the benefits is that when you put it in document locator, it enforces naming rules and path rules. So if you look at Jody, Becky, and I, we all kind of work together and we save documents the same. We all name stuff differently and we all put it in different folder structures because we all think differently in how we organize documents. So document locator enforces those naming conventions. So we know that the name of the document always has the claim number on it or this on it. And it's easier for us to actually find what other people are working on because we don't have to think about how would Becky file this in her thing. I tend to file stuff by years. Jody might file stuff by people. So it's all kind of different, and document locator enforces that. You can also put more security on these documents by folders, who can view them, who can open them up, who can make changes to them. So that's one of the other benefits to doing that. Obviously, workflows are a big benefit. So if you have board minutes that you want to send out to, send to your the person who does your website so they can post them on your website, or send them to Solutions to post on your website, all that kind of stuff can be automated so you're not doing that manually, and it is tracked. So it enhances accountability and tracking on documents also. Anything you want to add on that, Becky? That's kind of real quick, but
You did a great job.
thank you. I talked fast again, didn't I?
No, that's a great summary of it. And that kind of
Okay.
answered Lori's question too. I see, can the documents that you save in a folder be viewed by everyone in the office? It's whatever the permissions we have on that folder apply to anything we put in, whether we put it in directly, indirectly, importing it, scanning it, the same permissions apply. So it's whatever permission and security we have on that folder would apply to the document, no matter how it gets in there.
Lori Fountain, we will call you and help you on your ribbon. I don't know that there's a real quick answer on that either.
Becky?
Yeah.
So you said whatever permissions are on that folder. Who sets those permissions? How does that happen? Like,
We, whoever's documents they are, so typically whoever generates those documents, whoever is storing those documents, they dictate to us who gets to see those documents, and those are the permissions that we put on. If somebody wants to view, let's say the recorder's documents, we just don't go say, yes, you can. We will ask the recorders if it's okay if Jody can view the documents. It's generally whoever generates the documents owns those documents, and that's who we ask for permission as to who can do what with them. Yep.
Also, your IT can help with that, and we can work with your IT in doing that also.
Yep.
So, I think it's Chantry from Osceola is wanting to know, this is all new to me. How do we go about setting up our library? That is something that we call and help you with, and set up what kind of documents you want and what kind of metadata you want on them, and get them set up. We are kind of working right now on a generic type document that you would have more control over without having to call us. So we're working on that also, but we'll give you a call also and talk to you about Document Locator and how you can use it. So, and Jody, Becky, I would all be more than happy to call and get you guys storing more stuff and different stuff. And we love that kind of stuff. So the more you store, the better.
Yes.
And speaking of that, what's next month, Becky?
Perfect segue. Oops, I didn't want to drag that into Document Locator. Here is the next one is May 27th. It is Document Profiler, importing a large amount of documents. We try to keep them at a half hour. Some of them are going to be shorter, some of them are going to be slightly longer, but we'll start at 10 o'clock and it'll run about a half an hour, and it's on Document Profiler, which is built into the desktop client. Again, you need to have the desktop client to use that, and it's importing a large amount of documents that you might already have electronic on a shared drive somewhere that you want to get moved into Document Locator.
Our meetings are limited to 100 people. We do invite 500 and some odd people to come to these meetings. We have been at 100 since we started. We're down to 96. So I think the meetings are going to get set out differently next time, that you'll be actually asked to register for the meeting to start with. And if we get to where we're going to look like we're going to have 100 people signed up, then I think we're going to try and have a second meeting in the afternoon, because we really would like everybody to be able to be involved in these. So if Chris will call you also. So please, if you plan on to attend, please sign up and register that you're going to be there, because it will really help us with planning.
Yep. Okay. And somebody asked about if there is a way to send the calendar out. I can send the calendar out. It is also on our website. If you go to our website, it is in a blog. And I will put that in the follow-up email, because I'm not entirely sure where it's at on the website, to be honest, because we just put it out there, but there is a blog on the website that has the schedule.
Also the fourth Thursday of every month.
Yep, the fourth Thursday of every month, but I will get it out in the follow-up email. I will put the schedule as well, and then I will also put where it's at on here as well. So I think it's home. I'm not sure where it's at over here. So
Explore, maybe Becky, I think Explore training.
It's across the top. See where it says 21 training events?
nope, they're not all out there though.
Oh, okay.
But it is here on the blog. So it's Explore Company Document Locator Training. Explore Company Document Locator Training. The whole schedule is there, but I will also put it in the follow-up email with the link of the recording as well. So, okay. If there's nothing else, I thank everybody for their time. I apologize things weren't quite as smooth as I would like. I'm going to just chalk that up to life, and we'll just call it a day, and I will see you guys next month. Thank you, everyone that did turn your cameras on. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Have a good week.
Thank you.